BTN Plus presents Rutgers University Women's Basketball. This afternoon from the Rutgers Athletic Center in Piscataway, it's an in-state New Jersey rivalry as the Pirates of Seton Hall take on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Hello again, everyone. Lou Brogna with you on the call alongside Pat Boyle. We welcome you to the rack on a very rare matinee game, weekday matinee game, if you will, between Rutgers and Seton Hall. Pirates coming in at 6-1 on the year. Rutgers playing well at 8-2. Pat, coming off a big win against Virginia on Monday night here at the Athletic Center by the score of 52-43. Rutgers riding a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, and once again, that defense was on display, able to hold Virginia to under 50 points. They played terrific on defense. They're going to need to play great on defense again today because this is a Seton Hall team that loves to run in transition, scoring just under 82 points per game. So we're going to see fast-paced offense against tough, fast-paced defense. It's going to be interesting to see who budges first in today's game.
Well, third member of our broadcast team, courtside all afternoon, Gina DiSabatino. Gina.
Thanks, guys. Now, one thing that this Rutgers team is known for and one thing that they build this program around is defense. They do not give up any easy points. Now, after Rutgers' last win against Virginia, head coach C. Vivian Stringer said she was not happy with her team's shooting performance, but she was happy with her team's performance on defense, especially when they're in those man-to-man situations, guys, because that's where they thrive on defense. That is where they're able to force turnovers, turn them into layups, and put big numbers on the board. So you can absolutely expect a good defensive performance from the Scarlet Knights. And before the game, I talked to a couple Rutgers players, and they all said the same thing. Their primary focus in practice remains to be defense, and they said that defense is going to win them this game. And not just this game, but defense is going to win them every game, guys. So keep an eye out for those key plays on defense. Lou?
And Gina, you're exactly right. This Rutgers team, more of a C. Vivian Stringer-like team. Tough, tenacious, full-court defense, which turns defense into offense. They've been able to score points off of that defensive effort. Let's take a look at today's starting lineups for the Pirates of Seton Hall. As we said, 6-1 on the year. They will start at the guard position. Jaquan Jackson, transfer from Louisiana Tech, averaging over 13 points per game. Inya Butina, the junior out of Croatia, is hitting 62% from the field. Denisha Fountain, averaging over 13 points a game and 5 rebounds per contest. Taylor Brown, the sophomore out of Patterson Eastside High School, averaging over 14 points a game for the Pirates. And also Shadeen Samuels at 7 points and 5 rebounds per contest. Scarlet Knights under Coach C. Vivian Stringer at 8-2 will start this lineup. Tyler Scaife having an outstanding year, over 20 points per game, coming off a 22-point performance against Virginia. Also, Kathleen Fitzpatrick getting a start, the transfer from St. Joe's. KK Sanders, who's having a terrific year, second in the Big Ten in steals, shooting 87% from the free throw line. Stacia Carey, who's averaging over 6.8 rebounds per contest, 5.4 points. And Victoria Harris, who's been solid, 4.3 rebounds per contest, 59% from the field. Rutgers and Seton Hall getting ready to battle on this Friday afternoon. Pirates coming in at 6-1, 4 straight wins for Seton Hall coming into the game. And their only loss was to Princeton, 85-83. Rutgers at 8-2. We mentioned the nice effort against the Virginia Cavaliers on Monday night, Pat. A game they won 52-43. Rutgers at 8-2. What a turnaround. Of course, one of the top turnarounds in the nation after going 6-24 a year ago and 3-13 in the Big Ten. It's a remarkably different story this season.
Yeah, and rarely do you expect such a good season after a bad season, but everybody kind of knew in the Rutgers community that this team was not going to have nearly as dreadful of a season as last year. They knew they were going to be much better. I don't think they knew they were going to be this good, 8-2. Narrowly, taking defending national champion South Carolina all the way to the limit, beating a very good North Carolina State team, Wake Forest, and Virginia lately back on Monday, holding them to just 43 points. With Tyler Scaife back and healthy this year, and a bevy of other transfer players now eligible to play this season. The chemistry, the team chemistry is something that we were going to be eager to see, and they have gelled very quickly. You can see they love to play as a team, and everybody gets to play on this team. That's the way that Coach Stringer likes to do it, and so far it's paid off.
This is a long-time series between the Scarlet Knights and the Pirates. Rutgers leads the series 34-10. Last year, RU winning 53-45. It's a series that dates all the way back to 1974, the first meeting between Seton Hall and Rutgers. Pirates in their road blue uniforms trimmed with white numerals and letters, and off the fast break, off the opening dip, Seton Hall scores, count the basket, and the foul. So a great start for the Pirates as Inya Butina takes it to the hoop and scores.
You want to talk about getting off to a fast start. How about 4 seconds into the game, bucket in the foul. This is a Seton Hall team. They love to run up and down the court all day long. Expect to see a lot of fast buckets for them today.
So Butina trying to give Seton Hall a 3-point lead to start the game. Misses the free throw, but the Pirates get the rebound. Samuel skies for that rebound, and Seton Hall sets up their offense.
Shadeen Samuels got away with a push-off there.
Brown dribbles in, puts it up, can't score. The rebound pulled down by Stasia Carey's done an outstanding job on the boards. 6.8 rebounds per contest this year, the transfer from Pitt. Rutgers, their home white, trimmed with scarlet and black, of course, scarlet numerals and letters, and KK Sanders takes the jumper from just inside the arc, and we're tied at 2.
Yeah, KK Sanders had her best game of all last year when Rutgers beat Seton Hall in a close game. 17 points, 10 rebounds, or 10 assists, 9 rebounds. She was a rebound away from a triple-double, Lou, so she was ready for this game from the get-go.
Full court pressure by the Scarlet Knights, and the Pirates get it across. In the corner, they dump it to Fountain, who takes the jumper. Denasia Fountain can't score, but it's saved by Butina, way out by the midcourt line.
Fountain's 6 feet, but she can shoot from the wing. She's hit 9 already this season. Rutgers has to be careful of her three-point danger.
Taylor Brown gives to Butina. 10 on the shot clock. Good defense here by RU. Cross-court pass, nearly intercepted, and it is intercepted by Kathleen Fitzpatrick. Good anticipation. Nice defense by Fitzpatrick. And it's Rutgers basketball. Tyler Scaife to Fitzpatrick in the corner.
Yeah, the 2-3 zone worked perfectly there for Rutgers. They cut off all of Seton Hall's passes right there, and Fitzpatrick, the veteran, showing good defense there.
Tyler Scaife dribbles in. 10 on the shot clock. KK Sanders from the corner. That one is off the mark, and Seton Hall quickly up court on the fast break. Nice outlet pass delivered to Fountain, and she draws the foul.
And that's a good foul by Scaife. You can see already Seton Hall has gotten behind Rutgers 2 times here in the opening 2 minutes. That is something that Coach Stringer's definitely not happy about. You can see 2 subs getting ready, but that was a good foul at the end by Scaife. If you're going to foul Seton Hall, you got to foul them hard. Make sure you don't give them an easy bucket.
Well, Denasia Fountain at the line. Graduate student, played most of her collegiate career at Temple, and then came to Seton Hall as a graduate student, averaging 13.6 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, and a good free throw shooter despite missing the first, 82% coming into this game. And her second no good as well. She misses both. So we're still tied at 2.
It seems Rutgers is going to make Seton Hall earn every point today from the free throw line. This is a good free throw shooting team, Seton Hall, 73%, but 0 for 3 to start today.
Sanders trying to flip it in to Victoria Harris, and the foul called on the Pirates underneath as Harris ended up on the court.
And the foul's going to be on Taylor Brown, just trying to get a little bit too physical, but Seton Hall outsized in the paint. They got to play tough defense interior against Rutgers today.
Carey gets it in to Cece Cryer, who's in the game now. Quick substitution by Coach Stringer. Here's Sanders outside. Tries to maneuver in, flips it in the corner. Jazz Rollins, who just entered the game, drives the baseline, can't score. Rollins gets it back, jump shot, good. Jazz Rollins connects, and Rutgers has the lead 4-2.
Great second effort there by Rollins. She is the most scrappy player on this team, and that was a true Jazz Rollins play right there.
Jump shot outside does not go, taken by Jaquan Jackson, and up ahead comes Cryer. drives in and draws the foul. So quick move there by CeCe Cryer, the transfer from Georgia Tech, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
It seems early on Rutgers not scared about matching Seton Hall's pace and tempo, looking to get out and run in transition. It's a Rutgers team that is built to run. They're built to go all 40 minutes. They get everybody in the game all but 3 times this year. So wearing down shouldn't be a problem for Rutgers today.
First free throw is good. Cryer has not shot well from the line this year. Only 47% from the free throw line. But she hits 1 of 2. And it's knocked out of bounds off of Seton Hall. It'll be Rutgers basketball. So Scarlet Knights get a break. They have a 3-point lead. It's 5-2. And Cryer to trigger in. Victoria Harris wide open underneath. Just floats it up and in.
Good awareness right there. She got Shadeen Samuels to turn around. Nice job just to free herself into some space.
Coming back the other way, Fountain can't hit. Rebound ripped down by Harris. Here comes Cryer quickly up court for the Scarlet Knights. Flips in the corner, Rollins. And Rollins dishes back outside to Cryer. Cryer dribbles in, lays it up, but can't connect. Now Seton Hall quickly down court, but out of control, and you'll have a jump ball. It'll be Seton Hall, Rutgers basketball. Let's check in with Gina.
Aisha Carey for Rutgers already has 3 rebounds so far this game, and she's coming off a game where she has 9 rebounds. Now, before the game, I talked to her, and she said that she absolutely plans to exceed that number tonight. And to do so, she is going to crash the boards like she never has before. She said if she can make those big plays on defense, it's going to result in big numbers for the offense. Lou.
KK Sanders trying to deliver a backdoor pass to Cryer on the baseline. Knocked away.
And Gina talked about Stacia Carrier's interior presence. She's the big rebounder. You'll see Caitlin Jenkins, who's the big shot blocker on this team. Together they've combined to be another reason why this Rutgers defense has been so good.
6 minutes, 19 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Rutgers with a 5-point lead. Scarlet Knights lead at 7-2.
This is a Seton Hall team that's averaging 21 points in the first quarter, and right now, only that first bucket in the opening 4 seconds. They haven't scored in 3.5 minutes.
Nice inbounds pass, but unable to connect to Shadeen Samuels. And a foul underneath called the Scarlet Knights. And fouls on Victoria Harris. That's her first. That's the 4th team foul on RU here in the first quarter.
And Rutgers fans not happy about that one. They thought that it was Harris who went straight up, but good job from Samuels to engage the contact there.
Shadeen Samuels at the line, and her first is in and out. Samuels averaging just a shade under 7 points per game. The sophomore from Ossining, New York.
I'm sure head coach Tony Bozzella is hoping that his team's getting all the bad ones out of the way early. This free throw shooting has to pick up if you're Seton Hall.
And a second good. Hits 1 of 2.
Little press of their own now from the Pirates.
Sanders flips it ahead. This is KK Sanders who goes in the corner. Jazz Rollins gets free, takes the jump shot, can't connect. And Seton Hall quick to the rebound is Jaquan Jackson. Flips in the corner. Nice save there by Butina. Jackson top of the key. Actually, it's Hilaire, Kayla Hilaire. Hilaire dribbles in, floats it up and in. Nice move by Kayla Hilaire, the sophomore out of Queens. And a timeout is taken with 5:38 remaining here in this first quarter. It's 7-5, Rutgers by a bucket. Back at the rack, 5 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in the first. Rutgers up by 2. Scarlet Knights lead at 7-5. Of course, Tyler Scaife coming off a 22-point performance against Virginia. As you see Seton Hall drive in the lane there and get the bucket. Kayla Hilaire with the basket there for the Pirates. We'll talk a little bit about Tyler Scaife in a few moments. Scaife coming off that point performance against Virginia. 20 points per game, 4th now on the all-time Rutgers list. And Gina, you have more on Tyler.
Yeah, Lou, before the game I did talk to Tyler about her being number 4 on the Rutgers all-time scoring list, and you know what she said? She said, I'm not even thinking about it. All I want to do is ball and do whatever I can do to keep my team winning, guys, and that really speaks volumes to the kind of player she is. She said that, of course, one day it would be great to be number 1 on that list, but for now, she's only worried about the game today. Lou?
Coming into this game, 1,812 points, and needs 61 points to pass Kalia Copper on that list. Here's Rollins trying to flip it in. It's intercepted by Taylor Brown of the Pirates. Brown flips in the corner. Deja Winters for 3, doesn't go. And the rebound pulled down by Carey.
That was fantastic zone defense on that last possession for Seton Hall. They were able to extend out from the paint and force a bad pass from Rutgers.
Cryer, nice move off the glass. Little underhand flip shot.
And CeCe Cryer is so athletic, able to adjust her body mid-flight to get underneath the incoming Shadeen Samuels and then lay it back in off the glass. That's a nice athletic play.
3-point shot outside doesn't go. Launched up by Hilaire. And last touch, let's see, by Rutgers. Officials are going to get together. And it was last touch by the Pirates, overruled. It'll be Rutgers basketball. Checking into the game, Gia Green for the Scarlet Knights. Replaces KK Sanders.
Seton Hall knowing how important their defense is going to be also today, especially if they're not shooting well. 1 for their 8, so this full court press we've seen, trying to cause some turnovers here, create some easy buckets.
Cryer, top of the key, and it looks like there's a foul inside on the Scarlet Knights.
No, I think they got her for traveling. Just moved too many feet as she got the ball.
All right, so it is a traveling violation. No foul, which is good news for Rutgers because Scarlet Knights already have 4 fouls in this first quarter. Hilaire takes it down the lane, carried the ball on her hip for about 2 steps.
And Hilaire was a unanimous Big East all-freshman team selection last year, showing that she is not going anywhere towards having a sophomore slump. Good job of taking on this defense, and that dribble drive penetration is helping Seton Hall stay in this here in this first quarter, not fall too far behind.
The Pirates down by 2, 9-7, hanging tough here. Here's Carey, a long 3 is good. Stasia Carey has shot very well from 3-point range. She's now 5 of 8 on the season. Winters for 3, trying to answer, can't score. And the rebound pulled down by Caitlin Jenkins, who just checked into the game for the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, you've got to respect the 3-point shooting ability of Stasia Carey. 5 for 8 now on the season, as you mentioned, Lou. That's 62%. You round up 63% from 3. That is pretty incredible for a 6'2" center. But Carey, another one of her attributes that make her so valuable for this Rutgers team.
Jaquan Jackson checks back into the game for Seton Hall, and for Rutgers, a couple of wholesale changes in the game. Takia Mack, also Kate Hill checks in. She's got the basketball now. And Jordan Wallace in the lineup as well for the Scarlet Knights. So Coach Stringer going deep down the bench. Here's Mack, dribbles in, puts the brakes on, flips it outside. Top of the key, Cryer launches a 3 and took an extra step. Another traveling violation on Cryer.
That's just something Cryer likes to kind of step into her shots or step in when she catches the ball. She's got to be able to make an adjustment now. Those are 2 traveling calls. That is a couple of wasted possessions. You can't afford to make careless mistakes like that.
Rutgers up by 5, 3:03 remaining in the first quarter. Scarlet Knights in front 12-7. Butina brings it across. Inside, little jackknife shot put up there by Taylor Brown, but she can't score. And here comes Rutgers. KK Sanders quickly up court, almost lost it. Kate Hill way up top here. Dribbles in. Flips it outside to Mack. inside. Nice look to Jordan Wallace, who lays it in.
Beautiful cut from Wallace. Her basketball IQ is so high. She knows when to make the cuts, when to break down a zone. Did it there perfectly.
And a great drive by Denasia Fountain at the other end to score.
And that's, again, Rutgers has to be a bit faster, a bit quicker on their transition defense.
Wallace again gets position. This time can't score. And Seton Hall the other way. Pirates like to run, pulling up for the jumper. Off the back rim, doesn't go. Jackson. And that'll be a foul over the top of the Pirates. They'll call it on Denasia Fountain.
And Lou, I talked to Kelly Gibson, assistant coach for Rutgers, before the game today. She talked about how this Seton Hall team loves to run. We know it, 82 points per game. They like to get out, fast-paced, push the other team's defense. And Gibson talked about how important that's going to be for Rutgers to be able to get back on defense after their shots today, and also to cover those explosive guards, i.e. Denasia Fountain and Shadeen Samuels and Jaquan Jackson.
Sanders up top, 10 on the shot clock. Dribbles in, flips it outside. Green, Gia Green, and a foul on Seton Hall. They'll call the Pirates on a hand check foul inside. That's the fourth team foul on the Pirates. And the foul on Butina, that's her first. So the Scarlet Knights will toss it in on the baseline. Nice look inside, but unable to connect his Mack.
Rutgers has missed a couple of pretty good opportunities right below the net so far.
On the other end, Mack reaching in from behind, and she gets called for the foul.
And you can see just comes from behind. That doesn't look as hard as a foul as Kayla Hilaire made it seem. She really sold that, did a good job there, but a very physical game so far. The refs haven't been too inclined to let them play here in this first quarter.
And that's the 15th foul on the Scarlet Knights, so they're over the limit. And it sends Seton Hall to the line. Kayla Hilaire, averaging 7 points per game, will shoot 2. And the first is good.
Yeah, Hilaire, 71% from the line in her career in her 2 seasons here at Seton Hall. If anybody's going to turn around this early free throw woes, it's going to be her.
Nicole Jimenez and Jayla Jones-Pack checks into the game for the Pirates. Tony Bozzella using his bench in his 5th season at the helm of the Pirates.
You talk about Tony Bozzella and gotten a knack pretty quickly for coming in and turning around any program he takes the helm of. Did it with LIU Brooklyn, a team that hadn't had a winning season in years. Came in, won a conference championship his first season. Then Iona in 8 seasons completely turned that program around, winning a conference championship. And same here at Seton Hall, 28 wins in his 2nd year.
That shot by KK Sanders off the back rim. Tyler Scaife checks back in for Rutgers. And Denasia Fountain back into the game for the Pirates. Tony Bozzella, the 2015 Big East Coach of the Year. Done a terrific job, as you said, Pat, with this program. Tyler Scaife, quiet so far in this first quarter. Kate Hill to Green. Less than a minute left now in the first. Green flips it out to Scaife. Scaife dribbles in. Stops, pops, off the rim, no, and the rebound pulled down by Takia Mack, and a foul underneath on Seton Hall.
And I talked to Tony before the game about how he planned on shutting down Tyler Scaife, and he goes, look, there's not much you can do to slow her down. She's one of the best players in the country, and in terms of mid-range shooting, she's probably number 1 in the country when it comes to that. So he said, instead of trying to force her inside, we're going to force her out. And you can see there the defense from Denasia Fountain forcing her beyond the arc, trying to get Tyler out of her comfort zone and shoot the 3 ball, which is something that she doesn't necessarily do too well.
Seton Hall over the limit as well, and Takia Mack at the line. 69% from the free throw line this year. Misses the first. Takia Mack had a big game against South Carolina. 13 points against the Gamecocks, but she misses both free throws here. And here come the Pirates, a chance to tie it with a 3 or cut the deficit to 1. They'll try for the tie. 3-point shot doesn't go. Rebound tracked down by Nicole Jimenez. Nice play. She gets it back beyond the arc. Dribbles in, took a step. Traveling.
And just to go back to before, Lou, you talked about Takia Mack having scored 13 points against South Carolina. Funny thing about that, she hasn't scored the game after that against Western Michigan. She had 2 points, and she hasn't scored since. So she's had some trouble finding the basket, and you look today, missed both of those free throws. So you wonder if that's just, she's lacking some confidence right now lately.
Here's Scaife outside, and Tyler backs it out. 13 seconds on the game clock. Dribbles in, stops, pops, short jumper, good. There's that sweet jump shot by Tyler Scaife.
It's a work of beauty.
Long 3-point shot is short, and the first quarter comes to an end. We have played one here at the Rutgers Athletic Center on this Friday afternoon. Rutgers up by 5. Scarlet Knights lead Seton Hall 16-11 here on BTN+. Back at the rack, Rutgers leading Seton Hall by the score of 16-11. Scarlet Knights looking to move their record to 9-2 on the year. Rutgers so tough here at the Rutgers Athletic Center since 2003. They've won 81% of their games here. 183 wins, 43 losses. That's 140 games over 500 here at the rack.
And they take home court advantage to a whole nother level. They're so comfortable playing here.
Hilaire dribbles in as the second quarter begins. Flips it inside here now to Jones Pack. That's knocked away. Good defense by Jordan Wallace, playing tough off the bench here for the Scarlet Knights. Jump shot up the back rim doesn't go, and Tyler Scaife tracks down the rebound. Rutgers on the run. Scaife dribbles in traffic, puts the brakes on, kept the dribble, and now Seton Hall's got a 2-on-1. Pulling up, beautiful pass. Nice job by Hilaire, who gets it to Fountain. She lays it in.
There was a foul call after that bucket was made. Delay a game, I think, on Fountain for tossing the ball away. But you could see Seton Hall 0 for 7 from beyond the arc in that first quarter, Lou. They know they've got to make some adjustments. You can see much better there, working it around that Rutgers 2-3 zone. They've got to be able to find the holes in this Rutgers defense. There aren't many, but Seton Hall's going to have to try and pick them apart and try and score inside if they want to take advantage of this game.
Rutgers lead just 3. Here's Sanders dribbles in. Kate Hill outside, and that's thrown away. Tried to force that bounce pass into Tyler Scaife in the corner. So Jazz Rollins checks back in for the Scarlet Knights. And Victoria Harris back out there as well.
Yeah, one of the rare games so far that we've seen that Rutgers isn't leading in the turnover department wire to wire. They've turned it over twice as many times now as Seton Hall, 6-3.
Toss inside to Brown, dribbles in and floats it in. Taylor Brown, a Jersey product, played at Patterson Eastside High School. Transferred to Seton Hall from Western Kentucky, averaging over 14 points per game.
Beautiful up and under there from Brown. She scored in double digits in every game this season.
And an offensive foul inside on the Scarlet Knights. That's Victoria Harris. That's her second. First team foul on RU in the second quarter, and Seton Hall a chance to take the lead.
You can see how emphatic Tony Bozzella gets on the sideline during a game, very passionate about his team, and they respond to his passion and energy very well.
Here's Butina. Nice move in the paint, and the Pirates do take the lead. Taylor Brown puts it up and in. Brown shooting 54% from the field on many shots just like that.
And we only seen Caitlin Jenkins for 3 minutes so far, but head coach C. Vivian Stringer might want to insert her back in the lineup right now because Carey and Harris are having a tough time down low dealing right now with Seton Hall's interior game.
It's a 1-point Seton Hall lead. Rutgers trying to regain the lead. Inside 10 on the shot clock, down to 5. Kate Hill dribbles in, And it's a shot clock violation. Nice defensive effort by Seton Hall. Tyler Scaife in. Caitlin Jenkins in. Victoria Harris comes out. Kate Hill as well to the bench.
Yeah, and that's just a lack of self-awareness right there from Kate Hill, the redshirt freshman showing her youth. Right next to the Seton Hall bench, they were able to make enough noise. I don't think she had any clue of how much time was actually left on the shot clock.
So the Pirates with the basketball and a 1-point lead. Butina flips it outside, and that's a travel called on Denasia Fountain.
And right there, you see the immediate effects that Caitlin Jenkins has on defense. So versatile, she can play down low, big shot blocker, big shot rejector, but also she can get out and extend to the wings and to the perimeter as she did right there, force that travel.
So here's Jazz Rollins over to Carey, back to Rollins, top of the key. Tyler Scaife comes out to meet the pass. Scaife dribbles in, takes the jump shot, got it. Top of the key gives Rutgers a 1-point lead.
If I'm Coach Stringer, I'm doing everything I can to get as many ISO plays for Tyler Scaife as I can. She seems on her game. That mid-range jumper looks like it has all season.
Fountain trying to deliver underneath. It's put up. It rolls in and out. And it's a held ball. It will be Rutgers' possession on the alternating arrow. Rollins out. CC Cryer back into the lineup for the Scarlet Knights. And checking into the game for the first time, Kimmy Evans, the 6'4 freshman who played nearby at St. John Vianney High School. Was a star there for the Lancers, one of the great high school programs in the Garden State.
She was also a volleyball star there, so they're going to need her interior defense here going forward.
That pass inside, and Evans overplaying the foul from behind.
And that's okay. That's why Tony Bozzella put her in the game. He knew that he had to try and match Caitlin Jenkins' physicality, and you can see now we've got some pushing and shoving going on.
It's a big rivalry, as we've said, Rutgers and Seton Hall. And
there's certainly no blood lost, no love lost, I should say.
Just a little bit of jawing. Officials go in and break it up.
One of the great things about Tony Bozzella, he does so well with matching up players, and even in a zone, Evans is going to be tasked with dealing with Jenkins down low, so it's going to be an interesting matchup here that plays out over the next couple minutes.
And a whistle up top. That's going to be a call on the Pirates. Fouls on Kayla Hilaire. That's her first, and that's a second team foul on Seton Hall.
Seton Hall right now just trying to make life as difficult as possible for Rutgers, especially on these baseline inbounds.
Cryer with the basketball here for RU on the left wing, flips to Scaife. Tyler Scaife dribbles in, gets around a screen and hits another short jumper. Beautiful shot by Tyler Scaife, such great release.
And now you're going to start to see Cryer and Sanders get open on the wings as Seton Hall is forced to go and double team and triple team Scaife.
That's a travel called on Butina. She turns around, she doesn't like the call, but she took at least 2 steps on her way to the hoop.
Yeah, good call there by the officials. Sometimes your game's moving so fast, you want to get to the bucket as quickly as you can that you forget the fundamentals. You forget to put the ball down first.
3-point Rutgers lead as Cryer brings it across. 20-17. 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining first half. Stacia Carey now to Sanders, cutting to the hoop, puts it up, can't score. Carey gets the rebound to Scaife, puts up that jump shot, can't score, and here come the Pirates.
That's one of the few times where Tyler Scaife forces a shot. Off the rebound, you had a fresh 30 seconds, able to reset. Try to hit it over the top of the defender there.
Fountain launches a long 3. It's good. Denasia Fountain ties the game at 20.
That is going to be an excellent matchup going forward. Fountain on Scaife. You can see a lot of emotion right now between those two, and they're the best scorers on their respective teams.
Here's Sanders, top of the key, and a whistle and a foul underneath called on the Pirates. Looks like it might be Kimmy Evans again. And it is Evans. That's her second. Seton Hall's third. And a timeout on the floor. 4:56 remaining, second quarter. Rutgers and Seton Hall tied at 20 here on BTN+. Rutgers and Seton Hall tied at 20. 4 minutes and 56 seconds remaining here in the first half. Scarlet Knights shooting 47% from the field. They've out-rebounded Seton Hall 17-11. The Pirates shooting 36% from the field, but only 1 of 9 from three-point range.
Yeah, they have struggled, but they've done a good job of making up for that in the paint. They're outscoring Rutgers 14-4 in the paint right now. They're really beating them on the inside. That's something that I'm sure Coach Stringer emphasized on improving here going forward to finish out this first half.
Denasia Fountain leading the Pirates with 7. Tyler Scaife with 6 for the Scarlet Knights, and she has the basketball right now. Gives it over to Sanders. Carry to Cryer. Cryer on the right wing. Bounce pass, top of the key. 3 on the shot clock. Scaife has it stripped away, and a foul on Seton Hall.
Wow.
With 1 second on the shot clock, and Tony Bozzella can't believe it.
I don't know about that one, Lou. That looked about as clean as a strip as you'll probably see.
Well, that's the Pirates' 4th team foul, and Rutgers gets a fresh 30 as they'll inbound it. They get it into Scaife. Fadeaway jumper doesn't go. Here comes Seton Hall. 3-on-1. Fountain leaves the bounce pass outside for Butina. And then driving in the lane, putting it up, unable to score is Jackson.
Good job from Jackson to get to the bucket, but just lacked the touch right there at the end to finish that one.
KK Sanders to Jenkins, to an extra step.
Yeah, both of these players, you can see the emotion, the up-paced tempo of this game, a bit too much at times. You can see Jenkins right there, again, just trying to get to the bucket too quickly. Got to slow yourself down a little bit.
3 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the second quarter. Rutgers and Seton Hall tied at 20. Tina to Fountain, launches the 3 off the rim, no. Rebound, last touched by the Pirates. Deja Winters checks into the game for Seton Hall. And Fountain heads to the bench.
You can see against Virginia, Rutgers only turned the ball over 8 times. They already have 10 here, Lou. And we still got 3.5 minutes left to go in this first half. They've got to start taking care of the ball better.
Jenkins to Carey. Stacia Carey. And Sanders has her pocket picked, but it was Jackson who got in there and got a piece of Sanders' wrist. So that'll send KK to the line. And KK Sanders, a terrific free throw shooter, 87% of the year, and her first is good.
I talked to Kelly Gibson again before the game, talked about how Tyler Scaife is the engine of this team, how she's usually the first one that shows up for extra practice before actual practice begins. And she also mentioned KK Sanders right there behind her. It's not a surprise that they're the best 2 free throw shooters on this team.
Well, she hits both to give Rutgers a 2-point lead. It's 22-20, Scarlet Knights. Dribbling in is Brown, Taylor Brown, off the side of the backboard. Here comes RU. Sanders, and following is Scaife. Again follows, and a foul underneath on Seton Hall.
Going back to before, that was a good no foul call there on Brown's shot. It was Carey who went straight up, and then you can see here, good persistence from Rutgers. Couple of second chance efforts. They're getting rewarded with a couple of free throws now.
So Tyler Scaife at the line, shooting 2, 87% free throw shooter, one of the top free throw shooters in the Big Ten. And her first is good. Tyler had a 29-point performance earlier this year against Western Michigan, a career high. And her second, good as well. Rutgers up by 4, 24-20. 3:05 remaining second quarter. Butina. And traveling the call. That's at least the fourth traveling call we've seen on Seton Hall here today.
Yeah, and Rutgers has had a couple of them as well. These officials, this officiating crew, Mark Zentz, Barb Smith, and Tiara Cruz, they've been very keen to watching that first step from both of these teams, and there's just little adjustments you have to make.
RU's lead is 4. Jenkins, triple teamed, finds Cryer on the baseline, tried to dump it into Jenkins. Jump ball, gives it back to Seton Hall.
And Seton Hall has been adamant so far this afternoon, Lou, that they are going to force Rutgers to score from the outside. We mentioned it before. Points in the paint right now for Rutgers. They have just 4, and we're nearly at the end of the first half. Whether that's something that Coach Stringer wants to try to adjust to and continue to attack down low, or adjust and try and score from mid-range and the outside, that's obviously a big weak point for them right now.
Butina flips it over to Hilaire. Butina dribbles in, knifes through the defense, flips it back outside to Hilaire. She tries to dump it inside, and KK Sanders, good defense, able to knock it off the Pirates. There's the quickness of KK Sanders.
You can see Seton Hall trying to break down this Rutgers 2-3 zone with dribble, drive, penetration, and kicking it out. Butina did it, and then Hilaire tried to do it, but Rutgers, that time, they were ready for it.
And Seton Hall takes a 30-second timeout. Pirates trailing 24-20. So Rutgers back in the lead by 4 points. Head coach C. Vivian Stringer talking to her Scarlet Knights in her 22nd season, 465 wins here at RU. In her career, though, her 46th season, 985 wins. That's 4th on the all-time active list, 6th on the overall coaches list. And so she's just 15 wins away from reaching that magic mark of 1,000.
I know the more and more that this season goes on and the better this Rutgers team plays, it becomes more of an actual possibility that she could reach 1,000 this year. 23 wins. I certainly wouldn't say it's out of the question.
There's KK Sanders, top of the key. Sanders flips it to Jenkins. Carey comes out to meet the pass. So we tick down towards 2 minutes left first half. Cryer flips to Jenkins. 10 on the shot clock. Moving in against 2 defenders. How about that play by Denisha Fountain? Knocked it right out of Jenkins' hands. And then a nice dish. Nice give and go. Back to Fountain, who lays it in.
That's called putting the team on your back right now. Fountain, you talked about her versatility, able to defend inside.
Oh, Rutgers the other way. Sanders goes back door to Scaife.
I couldn't talk through that one. That was a beautiful cut right there. But Fountain, great block from behind and then going coast to coast, but Rutgers with a nice quick answer.
Beautiful execution by the Scarlet Knights on the backdoor cut. Again, Rutgers by 4, 26-22. Minute 15 remaining first half. It's been a good first half of play on this Friday afternoon here at the rack.
And that was a nasty collision right there with Hilaire and Jenkins. They both butted heads.
And Hilaire still down for the Pirates. Caitlin Jenkins is up for Rutgers. And Hilaire gets up as well, a little bit slower.
See if we can get the replay on this one. They both, ball was just a bit bouncing around there, and Jenkins and Hilaire both went for it at the same time, knocked heads together, but a couple of tough players. Shake it off, they'll be fine.
Here's Butina. Dribbles in for the Pirates. Floats it up off the glass, can't score. Jordan Wallace tracks down the rebound for the Scarlet Knights. Up ahead to Scaife. Scaife dribbles in against 2 defenders and puts it up off the glass. Can't score, but draws the foul.
Scaife that time exploding. Yeah, you can see right there the collision between Hilaire and Jenkins on that last play.
Let's check in with Gina.
Yeah, guys, that was a tough collision for Jenkins, but she did come over to the sideline and assure her coach and her players, yes, I'm good, she's okay, and instantly got some water in her, went right back to head coach C. Vivian Stringer, said, I'm ready to go, put me back in this game. Lou?
No question, a gamer, Caitlin Jenkins, averaging 6.5 points a game, 7.7 rebounds. Been a big contributor off the bench. And Tyler Scaife eyes the basket, hits both free throws. It's a 6-point game. 28-22 RU. 45 seconds left, first half.
Scaife already with a dozen.
Tina, top of the key. Bounce pass in the corner. Shot put up, doesn't go by Fountain. Rebound pulled down by Carey. She has been tough on the boards. And a kickball will give it back to Rutgers.
Seton Hall up in the pressure right there. You can see Sanders almost lost it there. Got a little bit lucky that Hilaire's foot just got in the way of that one. But now Seton Hall is starting to up the pressure. And I'm really impressed with how both of these teams have performed defensively so far this afternoon.
Shadeen Samuels checks back into the game for the Pirates. Gia Green into the lineup for the Scarlet Knights. KK Sanders trying to save that last touch by Rutgers. It'll be Seton Hall ball. Coach Stringer not happy with that play as she voices her disappointment to KK Sanders.
Another thing that I love so much about Coach Stringer is she holds the players accountable. Very rarely, if ever, do you see Stringer complain to the refs, and that is the lesson she tries to impart on her players. Hold yourself accountable. You can't control what the refs are going to call.
Fountain can't connect. Here comes Scaife running the break, and that's deflected by the Pirates. Rutgers will have the basketball with 6.6 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, but I've been impressed, very, very much so impressed with Seton Hall's defense so far. They have not been scared coming in here against a tough Rutgers team.
Tyler Scaife, 4 seconds, 3, puts up the three-point shot and is fouled. Scaife fouled from beyond the arc with 2.3 seconds remaining.
Easy call there. Fountain just too over-aggressive, trying to block the shot on the three and fell right into Scaife. That's an easy call. You'll make that 10 times out of 10.
The foul is on Denasia Fountain. That's her third. And Tyler Scaife will shoot 3. And the first is good.
Tell you what, Rutgers certainly doesn't want to have to lean on Tyler Scaife, but the way she has played so far today, they might.
That was a rare miss by Tyler. It's a 7-point game, 29-22. And the third free throw is good. She hits 2 of 3. It's an 8-point game, 30-22, and that will do it. So the first half comes to an end. Seton Hall hanging tough with Rutgers. At one point, the game was tied at 20, but Rutgers goes on a 10-2 run to close the half, and they go to the locker room up by 8. Our score at halftime, Rutgers 30, Seton Hall 22. Second half upcoming here on BTN Plus. Welcome back to the Rutgers Athletic Center. Lou Brogno along with Pat Boyle. Our score, Rutgers 30, Seton Hall 22. Big first half for Tyler Scaife. As usual, 14 points, 4 of 7 from the field, 6 of 7 from the line.
And she has done a great job, as always, creating space for herself. They've done a good job of getting some ISO for her. You can see she is deadly from mid-range, and if you don't get a hand right in her face, she is going to bury you 9 times out of 10.
So Tyler Scaife leading the way, 14 points, and the Scarlet Knights with an 8-point lead, leading 30-22. Gina DiSabatino, of course, is courtside. Let's check in with Gina.
Thanks, Lou. Now, before the game, I mentioned how after Rutgers' last win against Virginia, head coach C. Vivian Stringer was not really happy with the way her team was shooting, but she was happy with their performance on defense. And so far, this game has been a little bit different. Rutgers is having a much better shooting game. They're shooting over 40% from their field goals. They're shooting 50% for the three-pointers, and they're shooting over 60% at the foul line. But on defense, they've already given up 10 turnovers so far this game, and that is not a number that head coach C. Vivian Stringer is going to be happy with, guys. So if they want to run away with this game, they need to pick it up on defense. They need to start forcing more turnovers, and they need to turn them into layups, guys. Back to you.
Oh, Rutgers doing a good job towards the tail end of that first half after kind of going back and forth with Seton Hall. You take a look at the first half numbers. Rutgers shooting 42% from the field, out rebounding the Pirates 24-14. They did a very good job on the boards. And Tyler Scaife with those 14 points and 3 rebounds to lead the Scarlet Knights in half number 1.
And that's going to be huge for them, being able to crash the glass. I mean, Seton Hall has to do a much better job of rebounding in the second half. Only 14. That's something that definitely head coach Tony Bozzella was stressing to his team in the locker room in the halftime break. But for Rutgers, continue to box out. Even though Rutgers hasn't scored that well in the paint, they've been outscored in the paint. I think it's 16-4, but they've done a great job of rebounding, and they got to be able to keep that up, limit Seton Hall's second chance points, because this is a team, if you give them too many opportunities, they will make you pay.
Rutgers basketball as we begin half number 2. Scarlet Knights will toss it inside court. Jazz Rollins triggers in to KK Sanders. Are you moving right to left on your screen here in the second half? Great backdoor cut. Tyler Scaife lays it in, and again, a great look by Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders has proven that she can be the main facilitator of this offense when she's on the court, and right out of the bat, you've got to have Tyler Scaife bar down a little bit better than that.
Sanders leading the Scarlet Knights, of course, in assists. Tremendous playmaker. Rutgers' lead is 10 now, 32-22, and getting loose inside and able to score was Taylor Brown.
Terrific job. Brown putting his shoulder down. You can see Carey try to draw the charge. Good no call from the refs. And Brown, who's shooting over 50% from the field this year. That's one of the easiest she'll get all year.
Tyler Scaife for 3. That one off the back rim. Kind of an odd shot by Tyler that time. No rotation on the ball whatsoever. And coming back the other way, that one goes in and out halfway down the cylinder for Jaquan Jackson. It will be Seton Hall possession on a tie-up underneath on the baseline. So the Pirates will toss it in. They do get it into Fountain. Head fake, short jumper, doesn't go. Gets the rebound and then throws it off of Victoria Harris on the baseline.
Yeah, that's another veteran move right there from Fountain, the grad student we talked about was at Georgia Tech, then last 2 years at Temple. Just little plays like that to be able to extend the possession, give yourself another 30 seconds.
Whistle and a foul inside on Rutgers.
And that's going to be on Carey, and that's only her first.
But, I mean, you look at the job that Stacia Carey has done. Gina, you talked about her wanting to exceed that number of rebounds as Jenkins swats that one away. She already has. She's got 11 today.
Jazz Rollins chases it down in the corner.
Well, there's that defense from,
they call her Big KK Jenkins that they were waiting for. Huge rejection there underneath the rim.
Inside in the paint and throwing it up was Brown, unable to score. It's an 8-point Rutgers lead, 32-24. Kind of a odd beginning to this third quarter. Neither team with a lot of flow right now. Jackson pulls it outside. Tina trying to drive in, and another foul called on Rutgers.
That's a perfect way to put it. Odd way to start this second half. And For Seton Hall, it just looks like they haven't had much of a plan on offense right now. They don't seem to be running too many design plays, kind of just dribbling in, penetration, see if they can break down this Rutgers defense. But this is a Scarlet Knight defense that is way too athletic to bite on all those little head fakes that Seton Hall has thrown at them.
Yeah, but Seton Hall player down in the paint. So she receives help to come over to the bench. But she is walking under her own power, which is a good sign. And we certainly wish her the best. Hopefully nothing serious for Inya Butina. Off the inbounds, Pirates score. Shadeen Samuels puts it in. Seton Hall's cut it to 6. 32-26.
We saw Samuels have a couple of those opportunities in the first half that she botched, but a good job there through the contact to be able to finish that one.
Inside, Jenkins puts it up, can't score. This is Hilaire outside. Seton Hall's going to miss Butina. She was a key part in running that offense from the backcourt. Brown spinning and twisting, and nowhere to go. Knocked off of Rutgers, and it goes out. Victoria Harris checks back into the game. Caitlin Jenkins comes out for the Scarlet Knights.
That spin move from Taylor Brown did not fool anybody. She spun right into traffic. She met a wall and Carey and Harris. Luckily that Seton Hall able to retain possession. Interesting to see whether or not they continue to try and put up shots from outside the arc. 1 for 12 so far, and from three-point land, Lou.
Long three-point shot doesn't go by Jackson. Here comes Rutgers. Carry another rebound for RU. Cross court, Jazz Rollins stops, pops off the back rim, no. Rebound, Harris flips it back outside to Tyler Scaife. And Sanders sets it up.
Big offensive rebound there from Harris to keep this possession going. Rutgers going to try and wear down this Seton Hall defense.
KK Sanders with a turnaround jumper that doesn't go. And Seton Hall on the run. Hilaire brings it up for the Pirates. Goes to Brown, top of the key. This is Jackson who dribbles in. Stops. Good delivery underneath. Beautiful pass to Shadeen Samuels.
That is a great pass, but Rutgers, you can't lose sight of Samuels down low.
Rollins coming back the other way. Can't score. Seton Hall a chance to cut it to 2 here as they trail 32-28. Rutgers had a 10-point lead.
I'll tell you what, Lou, Rutgers has done everything they wanted in terms of slowing down Seton Hall, but the Pirates starting to get comfortable in the half-court offense now.
Brown can't hit that jumper, and KK Sanders tracks down the rebound. Up ahead to Rollins, dribbles in, slices through the defense. Tried an underhand reverse shot that didn't go. Cryer in. Sanders comes out for the Scarlet Knights.
That was a great display of athleticism from Rollins all the way up until the finish. I think she kind of just lost track of where the basket was.
Six minutes, 15 seconds remaining, third quarter. Rutgers up by 4. Baseline jumper doesn't go by Fountain. Seton Hall, though, gets the rebound and a fresh shot clock. And a foul inside, offensive foul on the Pirates. Jayla Jones-Pack checks back into the game for the Scarlet Knights, and Fountain comes out.
Seton Hall has adjusted to Rutgers' defense. 22 points in the paint. Rutgers only with 8, and a costly turnover there, Lou.
That was some miscommunication as Cryer flipped it out of bounds. I think she thought that Tyler Scaife was going to cut back. KK Sanders quickly back in. Cryer to the bench. And Coach Stringer has a word.
Times like this where you need Stacia Carey, Jordan Wallace, Victoria Harris, your 3 bigs to step up and start carrying some of the offensive load here for Rutgers. Scaife leads with 16. Other than that, Sanders is the next highest scorer with 4.
That is dribbled off the foot of Hilaire. Backcourt violation. And Rutgers gets it back.
Rutgers is still holding
serve on defense, but now on the offensive side, they've got to find a way to score other than using Tyler Scaife. Seton Hall is starting to defend more towards the perimeter.
Scarlet Knights have scored just 2 points here in the third quarter. 5 minutes and 25 seconds remaining.
And they're visibly frustrated by this 2-3 zone right now. Seton Hall's defense is clicking.
That's thrown away by Tyler Scaife. And dribbling down, unable to score, is Deja Winters. Here comes Rutgers 3-on-1. Rollins to Scaife. Beautiful fast break by the Scarlet Knights, and they're up 34-28.
Seton Hall had a huge chance there to completely swing momentum on their side. Winters couldn't finish that layup. That is something you got to make, because then Rutgers right on the other end doing what Seton Hall couldn't.
This is Hilaire outside. Dribbles in, puts the brakes on. Long three-point shot, good! Deja Winters hits for 3 and draws the Pirates to within 3. It's 34-31.
Well, that's a way to make up for it. And when your best
Three-point shooter has not performed well at all today, and that's Jaquan Jackson, who leads the team in threes, but she is yet to make a single bucket today. That is a good job from Winters to try and pick up her teammate.
Trying to go backdoor. Scarlet Knights throw it away. Let's check in with Gina.
Guys, Anthony Bozzella for Seton Hall is doing whatever he can to get his team hyped up right now on the court, cheering for them. Let's go, let's go. He knows that they are so close to tying up this game right now, and he's making sure that the energy and the enthusiasm is there, because he knows that his team is right there, guys. Lou?
And his team is only down by 3. Timeout on the floor. 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here, third quarter. Rutgers 34, Seton Hall 31. Back at the rack, Rutgers looking for victory number 9. Scarlet Knights leading Seton Hall 34-31. Pirates coming in playing good ball, though. They've won 4 straight. They're 6-1 on the season. And they have hung tough throughout most of this ball game, only down by 3 and with possession here. Kayla Hilaire will bring it across the midcourt line.
And you see Jaquan Jackson still not on the court for Seton Hall. They've got to look to their other 2 top scorers, and Taylor Brown and Denasia Fountain to start picking up the load here.
Brown flips it in the corner, comes back outside now, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hilaire, they try to dump it inside. You're down to 4 on the shot clock. Here's Brown, dribbles in, forces it up, blocked by Victoria Harris. 3-on-2, Sanders puts it up, can't connect.
There's got to be a foul there.
And here comes Seton Hall back the other way. Hilaire backs it out. 3.5 remaining in the third quarter. Rutgers has been held to 4 points offensively here in this third period. And the block by Carey called for the foul. Stasia thought she got it cleanly, but she's called for the foul. And that is the third team foul on the Scarlet Knights.
Lou, I'm not one to pick on officials, but that is straight up very bad officiating right there, those last 2 drives. That was a bad no foul call on Sanders, and then that is about as clean as a block as you can have right there for Stacia Carey. And I'm really not sure what the ref saw, but nonetheless, that is tremendous defense from Rutgers. Harris and Carey back-to-back blocks, although Carey's not going to get credited for it.
Michaela Hilaire at the line, missed the first, and she'll get another. The second is good. Draws Seton Hall to within a bucket. It's 34-32. 3:26 remaining. Sanders out. CeCe Cryer checks back into the game for the Scarlet Knights. And Cryer brings it across.
Seton Hall, only a small sample size, but they've got to be upset with the way they've shot from the free throw line. Just 4 for 9 today. And you look at the score line, they shoot even a little bit lower than their season average. This game's tied.
That's knocked away.
But, I mean, boy, they have played very, very well. They've played great on defense here in the second half. That 2-3 zone has found its mark, and Rutgers really doesn't know how to work their way around it. They've got to get some off-ball screens and some cuts to try and open up some space.
5 on the shot clock for the Knights. And a foul with 2 on the shot clock. The Pirates foul. Now, Seton Hall only their first team foul in the third quarter, so Rutgers will inbound, but they get a fresh shot clock.
Yeah, great call. Deja Winters just left her foot out, tripped up Cryer. But Seton Hall is defending out towards the perimeter. We mentioned Rutgers has not been able to score inside. Somebody's got to get some baseline cuts going. There was a lot of room right under the bucket.
Here's Green, puts the brakes on. Brings it back outside. Rollins, little hop at her step, trying to get around 2 defenders. Goes cross court. 5 on the shot clock. Cryer drives. No chance there, as there were 3 Seton Hall defenders underneath the basket.
Rutgers just has not been able to adjust. You saw a skip pass for the first time, I think, today from Rutgers. That's the way you stretch out a 2-3 zone. You've got to utilize the skip pass. You've got to create space somehow on the floor. Rutgers not being able to do that consistently.
3-point shot from downtown doesn't go by Hilaire. Carey pulls down the rebound. Green inside. Victoria Harris against 2 defenders, knocked away by Seton Hall. So the Pirates quickly up court. Again, a chance to tie it, but Cryer knocks it away. Hilaire gets it back, dishes to Brown. Harris makes the block. Here comes Rutgers on the fast break, and ahead of the field and scoring is CeCe Cryer.
That is the sign of a good team. When one facet of your game isn't going, i.e. your offense, you're turning the ball over, somebody else, some other department will pick it up. Right now it's been their scintillating defense that has been able to keep them in the lead here. Another huge rejection from Harris and a fast break finish. The full court press really hasn't been a factor for Rutgers here today, but their half court defense has been even better.
Ball knocked away, picked up by Rutgers. Good defense by Victoria Harris caused the turnover, and then it's laid up and in by Gia Green.
If I'm Tony Vizela, I'm taking a timeout right now.
Well, just 55 seconds left here in the third quarter, and his team now down by 6. Hilaire outside.
They got to get Denasia Fountain back in the game right now. They don't really have anybody that can take control of a game here. Brown's not going to be able to do it from the perimeter.
Hilaire threw it away, tried a little look-away pass, but Deja Winters was not ready for it. Kathleen Fitzpatrick checks into the game for the Scarlet Knights.
You can see Jaquan Jackson and Denasia, or as they call her, Ra Fountain, coming back into the game now for Seton Hall. So now Seton Hall's got 2 of their top 3 scorers on the floor, and they're going to need one of them to start producing for this team here.
25 seconds left in the third. Rutgers by 6. Carey dribbles in, puts it up, and draws the foul. No, traveling is the call. No foul. It's a traveling violation on Stacia Carey.
Good call there from the officials. There was contact, but not enough to warrant a foul, and then Carey tried to just keep going through it. But Seton Hall, they haven't scored less than 70 points since a win against Wake Forest on November 12th, and they haven't scored less than 67 all year, but they held it just 32 here.
Knocked away by Scaife, and she's fouled from behind with 4 seconds left in the quarter. And she gets up with a little bit of a hobble, something Rutgers fans don't want to see.
Yeah, and certainly unintentional there from Jaquan Jackson. You saw a couple of Rutgers fans looking for an intentional or a flagrant foul, but I don't think there was any intent there by Jaquan Jackson. But once again, Rutgers, they have done an incredible job on defense here in this quarter. Now they got the last shot.
And a three-pointer fired up from way downtown by Cece Cryer. Wow. Cryer with a huge three-point shot to end the third quarter. Our score after 3, Rutgers 41, Seton Hall 32. Fourth quarter upcoming on BTN+. Back at the rack, Rutgers finishes the third quarter with a flourish. And the Scarlet Knights lead Seton Hall 41-32. This big three-point shot by Cece Cryer gives Rutgers a 9-point lead. Gina?
Knights on their feet. And when I was talking to Stacia Carey before the game, she told me that energy and enthusiasm throughout this game is also going to be a key factor in making sure they pull out the win, and they are on their feet. The fans are on their feet, guys, and they are looking to finish out this game in the fourth quarter. Lou?
Fourth quarter begins. Rutgers basketball. Here's Tyler Scaife at the top of the key. Flips to Cryer in the corner. Kathleen Fitzpatrick for 3! Kathleen Fitzpatrick hits a 3. That's a great sign for Rutgers. She was a deadly three-point shooter at St. Joe's in Philadelphia. Of course, transferring to Rutgers and eligible this year, and that's what Coach Stringer's looking for from her.
She's only hit 5 threes this year, but boy, every time she hits one, it seems like it's such a big shot, big momentum. 10-0 run now for Rutgers going back to the end of that third quarter. They've got everything going for them right now and a chance to put away this Pirates team.
Nice bounce pass by Fitzpatrick, who gets it inside to Victoria Harris. That's a good couple of minutes there by Kathleen Fitzpatrick. And Seton Hall calls a timeout. Tony Bozzella doesn't like what he sees. His team now all of a sudden is down by 14.
Just like that, and you see how quickly the tide can turn.
So a timeout on the floor. 9:03 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And the score, Rutgers 46, Seton Hall 32. Back at the rack, Rutgers' lead is now 14, 46-32. Scarlet Knights looking to go 9-2 on the year and break Seton Hall's 4-game winning streak.
Well, Lou, something that Tony Bozzella stressed before the game when I talked to him was not allowing points off the press. He says that's okay if Rutgers slows us down with the press, but we want to take care of the basketball. We can't afford to turn it over and have them get fast break points off the turnovers. That is something that Rutgers has been able to hit on during this huge 12-0 run.
Seton Hall trying to force it inside, but Scarlet Knights able to knock it away, and another turnover against the Pirates. Rutgers basketball. Cryer to Scaife. Fitzpatrick launches a 3 off the rim, and the rebound to Cryer, who then flipped it off of Stacia Carey's head. Victoria Harris pulls it down, up ahead to Carey. Stacia Carey puts it up, in, and the foul.
That might be onions right there, Lou. That might be the ball game. There's still plenty of time left to play, but Rutgers has totally taken over this game. Once again, Seton Hall can't do what they've done well all year, score in transition. Rutgers responds, a huge momentum swing once again.
So Stacia Carey getting ready to go to the line. And Gino, Rutgers now off to this 16-point lead, looking to make it 17. So here come the Pirates. Off the miss, and that short jumper doesn't go. Rebound, Carey flips it out to Scaife.
Seton Hall just hasn't shot well enough today to compete with this Rutgers team.
And Stasia Carey getting inside. Rutgers has pulled away now. They are up by 18.
16-0 run, too.
Jackson dribbles in on the baseline and scores. Jaquan Jackson averaging over 13 points per game. Transfer out of Louisiana Tech. And looks like you got a foul on Seton Hall in the backcourt. Gina?
Lou, at the end of that third quarter, I had mentioned that the Scarlet Knights' energy was up. And in the few short minutes in this fourth quarter, the energy went from good to great. The Scarlet Knight bench is on their feet. At one point, KK Sanders had to pull her players back from off the court because the bench was ready to go on the court. You know, just so hyped, just so excited how the Scarlet Knights are playing in this fourth quarter. Lou?
Well, Gina, it's been the defense that has really sparked this Rutgers team. The defense has given them offensive opportunities, and Pat, they've been able to take advantage.
Yeah, and over the course of 40 minutes, you really see the trends and the runs of the game of basketball take its place. But at the end of 40 minutes, usually the better team is able to emerge, and I think that's what Coach Stringer was waiting for all game, and finally Rutgers has hit their stride here late in the third quarter and now early in this fourth.
Up by 16, 50-34. Tyler Scaife in and out.
She is so quick, though. Her ability to just rise so tall out of nowhere and able to hit that time, not being able to do it. But
and again, it's RU's defense creating the turnover. Cryer fouled as she's down on the court.
And Rutgers hasn't taken care of the basketball nearly as well as Coach Stringer would have liked. 19 turnovers, but they've also forced 14 from Seton Hall, a team that usually takes care of the ball well.
So you see Cryer almost threw that away. Carey saves it. Scaife dribbles in from the foul line. Forced that one up, and it was short. Kathleen Fitzpatrick, good defense, getting over to knock it away.
Might want to review that. I don't think that went out on Fitzpatrick, but I don't think they're going to take a look at it.
And timeout called by Coach Stringer. So Rutgers takes a 30-second timeout. With a 16-point lead, they're up 50-34. Well, Scarlet Knights in the fourth game of an 8-game homestand. FDU, another New Jersey school, comes in here on Sunday afternoon. That'll be a 2 o'clock start. And then another Jersey school, they'll take on Princeton next week before Houston comes in next Saturday. And then a little bit of a break before they'll take on Purdue on the 28th of December.
Yeah, when everything is said and done, Lou, no matter how their season goes, you know, but given that this is a team that feels that they can make the NCAA tournament, looking back, this 8-game homestand that started just before December might have been everything that this Rutgers team needed. It might have been the perfect schedule, bit of flex down the tournament, down the schedule that they needed, you know, because they have been clicking and they've been able to do it in front of their home crowd. And they've gotten some tough opponents to play, i.e. Virginia and Seton Hall and North Carolina State, but then they've also had some games in there with a little bit easier opponents like Siena and like FDU coming up on Sunday, that even when they've had a bad game, when they didn't shoot well against Siena, they were able to take away some of the positives and then use that against the tougher opponents like Seton Hall today and improve on the defense and improve on things that they were struggling on. So, I mean, really, with a couple of more home games coming up, this team really still has a chance to hit their stride if they haven't done so already. Meanwhile, for Seton Hall, looking forward for them, the schedule doesn't get any easier. They're at Boston College on Sunday. Then they're home against UCLA a week from Sunday. Then they got Fairfield, and then the Big East schedule starts. So a lot to work on if you're Tony Bazzella's team, but you know, I think this is one of the best defenses they're going to run into all year.
Long three-point shot, well off the mark. Rebound put up, doesn't go. And Carey pulls down the rebound. Hands it off to Cece Cryer, who brings it across.
They just haven't shot the ball nearly well enough. They're now shooting near 25% from the field. That's abysmal considering they came in today shooting 44%.
Turnover, Seton Hall gets it, and the Pirates have it knocked away inside. Some of the fans thought that Seton Hall just threw it away, but it was knocked out by the Scarlet Knights, and now they changed the call, and it is off of Seton Hall.
Yeah, Barb Smith and Mark Zentz both pointed different ways, and then they concluded with each other that it was indeed Rutgers basketball.
Kathleen Fitzpatrick to bring it across for RU. She dribbles across the midcourt line and hands it off to Cryer. Carey comes out to meet the pass. Dribbles in. Flips it outside Harris. Cryer dribbles in, puts a shot that goes up over the backboard, but she was fouled.
That was a tremendous job of directing the offense, directing her players right there from Cece Cryer. That's what you call running the point. Directed Harris over for a screen that allowed the lane to open up and gave her a nice dribble drive right there, and then the foul.
So Cece Cryer at the line, and her free throw is good. Now, as we mentioned, she has struggled from the line, which is unusual because she's a very good shooter. Had 10 points against Siena and misses the second, so she hits 1 of 2.
Yeah, that's something that she's been working tirelessly on in practice.
And she steals, picks the pocket, and takes it in and scores.
Beautiful finish right there to take the ball away from the defender whose arm was coming in. Great job of creating space for herself. Cece Cryer is getting better with every game, and she failed to score for the first time this season on Monday against Virginia, but she's doing the little things well.
And a nice shot there by Taylor Brown, who scores even though Victoria Harris had a hand right in her face. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Rutgers lead is 17, 53-36. Fitzpatrick over to Cryer. Cryer gives to Gia Green. Nice backdoor pass inside Harris. Back outside Carey for 3. And Stasia Carey hits the 3 from deep in the corner.
And for somebody who's 6'2", we talked about it. She's deadly from 3 now, 6 for 9 from beyond the arc on the season. That's almost unheard of, and it's because of how flawless her shooting mechanics are.
And coming back to answer the other way, Nicole Jimenez.
But just going back to before, nice short compact jump, doesn't need to do too much. She's already got good enough height, and then just great rotation, great follow through. You see the backspin on the basketball, and well, it was a pretty shot from Stasia Carey. I'll tell you what, they might have found a new three-point specialist. They can get her open more often.
56-39. Less than 4 minutes now left here in the fourth quarter. Cryer dribbles in, scores, and the foul. Cece Cryer, the sophomore out of Philadelphia, becoming a big offensive force off the bench for Coach Stringer.
And Lou, once again, this comes down to, doesn't entirely come down to it, but this comes down to one of the things is Rutgers having so much depth, being able to play full speed, knowing that they've got players that can come off the bench for 40 minutes. And you can see so many tired faces right now on Seton Hall. They don't have the depth that Rutgers has, and that 2-3 zone that was wearing Rutgers down early in the third quarter now has gotten tired, and Rutgers has taken full advantage of it.
20-point game, 59-39. Knocked away by Tyler Scaife, up ahead to Cryer, gives it back to Scaife, can't score, but the rebound and the follow, nicely done by Gia Green.
Once again, Seton Hall just not being able to take care of the basketball.
61-39, Scarlet Knights with their largest lead of the game. They're up by 22 with 3 minutes and 24 seconds left.
And this just comes down, and another thing that it comes down to, Seton Hall just not being able to hit buckets going down the stretch. 29% from the field for the game. Rutgers shooting just under 50%.
Jordan Wallace checks into the game. Victoria Harris comes out. The block underneath by Carey, then a three-point shot put up in the corner by Fountain doesn't go. Rutgers basketball, CC Cryer behind the back dribble across the midcourt line.
This is probably one of the most impressive second half performances you're going to see all season for Rutgers. And given that they only had 2 points in the first 5 minutes in the third quarter, really it's been the last 15 minutes.
Cryer knifes through the defense and scores off the glass. She is on fire.
Yeah, Cryer now up to 16 points. She's 2 away from Scaife, and she shot 6 for 8 today from the field. This has really been the breakout performance that CC Cryer's been hoping for. I mean, you talk about the determination to not score a single point against Virginia on Monday and now to come back with 16 a couple days later.
2-on-1 Green to Scaife. Oh, Rutgers putting the hammer down here. Scarlet Knights up 65-39. It is a 26-point lead.
And remember, this was 34-32 in the third quarter. Since then, Rutgers a 31-7 run.
And the foul underneath on Jordan Wallace.
I mean, basically everything that could have gone wrong for Seton Hall has gone wrong here in the end of the third quarter in this entire fourth, and everything that could have gone right for Rutgers has.
So Fountain at the line. Shooting 2, and the first is good. Substitutions in the game. Maëlle Giles, the freshman out of Quebec, Canada. And also in the game, Desiree Keeling, the 6'2 junior out of Roanoke, Virginia.
Wow, and how about the standing ovation right now that Vicki Harris and Stacia Carey are getting from the crowd, and it is entirely well-deserved. Carey, you look at her numbers today, 10 points, 15 rebounds, 4 for 4 from the field, and she was perfect from 3. That's one of the performances of the year.
And CC Cryer out of the lineup now. Also, Kate Hill comes in to replace her. So what an effort by Cryer. Here's Kate Hill, top of the key, flips it inside. Miles puts it up, can't score. Nice cut, but could not connect. And it will be Seton Hall basketball.
And Lou, there is a ton of upside to be found in Maëlle Giles. She was named to the 2018 Katrina McLean Award watch list, which is in its first season. It honors the top power forwards in the country. She was named to the watch list because of how talented she played with the Canadian junior women's national team. And even though she struggled so far earlier this season for Rutgers, she has a lot of potential.
Jimenez buries the 3 and draws Seton Hall within 22, 65-43. Here's Tyler Scaife, wide open from downtown.
Why not?
68-43, and a timeout. Substitution timeout as Fountain comes out. And Mack comes in, replaces Tyler Scaife. Another outstanding effort by the Rutgers guard.
And now her march up the all-time scoring list. She's now 38 points away from catching Kalia Copper. So we might see that as early as the game against Princeton.
Less than a minute left. Rutgers about to win their 9th of the season. Looking to go 9-2. Nice effort underneath. Good hustle by Selena Falaxi, freshman out of Queens, South Shore High School. Miles in the corner.
A couple of teams with winning streaks going into this one. Seton Hall's 4-game win streak is going to get snapped. Rutgers will run theirs to 4 in a row, and they'll improve to a perfect 5-0 at the rack this season. That home dominance going to continue.
Backdoor cut underneath. Shot put up. It's good. Gia Green hits the jumper right before the shot clock expired. 70-45. Rutgers coming in, averaging over 67 points per game. Didn't look like they were going to get there, but they do with a great second half effort. And the Scarlet Knights defeat Seton Hall 70-45. A solid effort for the Scarlet Knights to improve to 9-2 on the year.
Good teams find a way to win, and not only did they find a way to win, they found a way to bring their A game late in the third quarter, and that carried all the way through. A huge momentum surge carried them all the way through, and top to bottom, every single player on that team deserves a lot of recognition. We only have a little bit of time, but Scaife, 23 points. CeCe Cryer, after not scoring a single point on Monday, goes for 16. Stacia Carey, 10 points, 15 rebounds, and some gritty defense once again from Jenkins and Harris. I'll tell you what, Stringer's going to tell them what they need to improve on, but she knows this is one of the most impressive victories of the year.
So that'll do it here from the Rutgers Athletic Center. For Pat Boyle, Gina DiSabatino, and our entire BTN Plus team, I'm Lou Brogno. Thanks for joining us. Once again, Scarlet Knights improved to 9-2. Final score, Rutgers 70, Seton Hall 45.